What's going on? My name is Marcus Barnett. I'm a project manager and I'm the owner of the BC Network. Today is the last episode of this installment, which was 5-part series of, project management. We're going to talk about how to find the right project manager for you, your business, or whatever you're doing, right? Um, I want to welcome you guys back. Thanks for listening to this. This is really great. It's my first time getting like a something out in this manner, and I'm really proud of myself. Out of all these days, I only missed one day of posting. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to take the atomic habits concept and just 1% better. So doing things better, getting more consistent in that manner. But we talked a little bit about what a PM does, what a project manager is, what it does, the pain points that they solve. So things that project managers really help you and your business with. We also talked about how to save time and how to reduce stress. Businesses, running a business can be very stressful. Running a family can be very stressful. Planning a trip can be very stressful. So, just how a project manager helps to alleviate some of that stress and save you some time. And then also how to support sustainable growth. And what that looks like is like how to help you sustain your growth and how to continue to make those steady inclines to growth, right? So that's what a project manager does. They help you manage that and to make you stress free and things like that. But now I want to talk about how do you find the right project manager for you, your business, or whatever else you may need a project manager for. So when you're trying to find a project manager, some of the things you got to look for is you got to look for core skills. What are core skills, right? Skills as in organization. Are these project managers, the people that you're looking at, are they organized? Do you see them kind of put their thoughts together? Do you see them plan and execute, right? Because that's big. You want somebody who's able to organize the things that they have to do so they complete items or deliverables or things like that. Can they communicate? You want somebody that can communicate, talk to you, which is another reason why I'm doing podcasting, interviewing, all this other things that I'm doing and putting on this channel is because I'm improving my communication skills. This is a skill. You don't just learn this when you're out the womb, but this is something that you can be given some communication skills in a sense, but realistically, you have to work at things just like any other skill that you get. You still got to work at it to improve it. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm great at communicating, but this is a better way of communicating because I'm breaking down small pieces of information and making them digestible to you guys audience, and which is going to only help me increase my ability to communicate to people that I'm working with on a consistent basis, my clients, my family, my wife, which is important. So she needs to go ahead and get on this as well so she can learn to communicate, but that's a whole nother topic, right? Shout out to you, baby, I love you. um Problem solving, right? You want somebody that can solve problems. Have you ever met people that you're like, man, that person never gets too down, never goes too up? They've always been able to see a problem, solve a problem. Like you want that person. Right? That's important. Um, Also, deadlines and resource management. So you want somebody who can reach deadlines, who sees a deadline, who says, okay, this is the deadline, this is what we have to do. For example, one of the things I have to do is I have to get Paycom set up within I think it's 3 weeks. And that's a deadline. So the way I accomplish that is doing X, Y, and Z before that deadline. Boom, I accomplish that deadline. Now, on the other end, everybody else involved has to do their part. A part of project management is making sure people do their part, but also a part of just owning a business and working is being to the point where you're able to do the things that you need to do. Resource management is important because how do you collect resources? Do you know someone who can say, I know how to find people, right? Or I know how to find the right people to get things done. Or do you see someone who's like, I just don't know. I can't find out. I don't know who can help with this. No, you want somebody that can say, I see this problem. I see deadlines. I know how to collect people that I need to get things done. And that's a sign of good business people in general, people who can resource manage. That means like giving up, being vulnerable to being let down. And that's a topic that I think is a big discussion that somebody should take. But being vulnerable, like being able to say, there's an opportunity that I can get let down. However, I still need the resources. And you're giving people chances. Giving people chances is a part of growing, but also just a part of business management. You want to give people chances to prove you right rather than prove you wrong. Going to the mindset of proving me wrong is better than, or proving me wrong is worse than going to the mindset of proving me right. Make sure that, let me know that I made the right decision into doing whatever with you that I decide to do. Okay. So that's some of the things that you want to have. There's also some experience things that you want to have. You want to have somebody who has some experience. Now, there's a level of experience that you need to survive. There's also a level of experience that you need to know basic things, right? So you don't need to be the top-notch best project manager in the world. You don't need to be the very, very worst, don't know nothing about project manager, but you need somebody that is going to be comfortable for where you're at. So for small businesses, having someone who is like super skilled with all these certifications might cost you way too much than what it's worth. I mean, by like saying there might be a $10,000 a month, 15, 20, $30,000 a month to deliver things for you that might not be on the scale that you need. You might need somebody who might be a little more reasonable, $2,500 a month, but they're able to deliver to you based on where you're at. You might outgrow them, you might be able to grow with them, but you want somebody experienced enough to where they've seen some things, they've done some things, but they ultimately understand what you need and they know how to get you what you need. That's the goal. You want to make sure that you have somebody that can help you achieve the goals. um you want them to have knowledge on tools like scheduling tools, project management tools, Google Sheets or Excel documents. You want them to have some type of knowledge of that so that they can use these things, because you're going to need them for things like scheduling. You might need them for project management dashboards. Like you might need someone who's very tech savvy, understands that process and those systems, so they can make things sound fun, easy, and exciting to you. I know that if I didn't have the skills that I had, it'd be hard to communicate to people about what can I do to show you where we're at in this project. If I show you our dashboard and I explain to you this is where we're at, 15% complete. We have 10 out of 19 items completed. We have, this timeline, we're about, 10 days away from our timeline. Those are key metrics that you can say, okay, I know what's going on. But if I say, yeah, so we started, we done a few things, we on the way to do a few more things, everything's looking good, you don't really get a good gauge of how things are going. So I suggest that you get somebody who knows how to be able to communicate to you and explain to you what's happening with my project, what's happening with me, right? Um, you also want some soft skills in there. So you got some core skills, some experience metrics, but you want some soft skills. What I mean by that is like some emotional intelligence. You don't want nobody that's beating you over the head every time something goes wrong. You don't want nobody who is overly upset about things, who doesn't know how to calm themselves. You want somebody who can thrive under pressure, who's calm, collective, and can continue to communicate, deliver when things are going wrong. Because there's a lot of things that go wrong, especially in business, right? You think that this is something, you've prepared for something, but it could be totally something different. And you got to have somebody who's okay with being able to say, you know what, cool, let's go this way. All right, cool. This is not what we expected. There is some roadblocks. However, let's make a new plan. You don't want nobody to say, oh my God, this is not working, you suck, this sucks. No, you want somebody who can be calm and collective and give you an opportunity to be successful. And you want somebody who can clearly communicate with different type of people. That's another thing. You want somebody who's not, I wouldn't, you don't have to be a people person, but you got to know how to talk to different people in different manners. I know how to talk to CEOs. I know how to talk to people who are janitors. I know who to talk to people who are in the C-suite, right? I know how to also talk to people who are down with the people. So like you could talk to sales reps and not be sold on everything and continue to kind of look and see the full landscape of things. Like you want somebody who knows things. And I think that this is very important to share. So the right PM should feel like the person who brings clarity when things are going wrong, when there's chaos. That's when the right PM is there for you. They should be able to say, when things are going bad, let me clear it up for you, either by showing you through communication, using dashboards, workflows, systems, visuals to explain to you, or give you options to where you feel a little more calm and in control of situations where you don't feel like you're at the mercy of others. And I think project managers do a great job of giving you the ability to take your own power back and being able to go after whatever you want, right? Because sometimes we're just at the mercy of other people's knowledge. But if we bring ourselves an opportunity to be prepared, then we can combat it. So there's all type of reasons why you might need a project manager or types of support that you might need. And I just want to talk about a few. I don't think we need to talk about a whole bunch of them, but a few of those reasons are just, or a few of those supports look like full time. You might need a full time project manager. And this is like big businesses. These are like people who are doing, big projects. You might need somebody that's there every day that can be there. For example, I work for a company. I'm there constantly, right? 8 to 5. But there's also other opportunities in different areas for me, um, that they might need more, right? It could be a capacity where might need to be there from 8 to 12, or not. It might be a capacity 8 to 7. I might need to be there from 8 to 7. Who knows? But there's opportunity there for me to grow and be there longer. That might be a full time project management. That's more of a job. That's more of getting like a 9 to 5 position, right? But it's also more of like a big company, long term commitments, and these are more expensive positions. Like I'm getting paid a good amount to be a project manager, but this is you know on a daily scale. You need me at 5 days a week, right? Eight hours a day. Then there's freelancers and contract project managers, which I also have myself. So Barnett Consulting and Project Solutions is a project management company. And what we do is that we are helping smaller businesses. We specialize in businesses that really do well with mental health and behavioral health because I've worked in that field for so long. But also there's small businesses that might just need help with general things, workflows, processes. And I help with that as well. So this is more of a flexible opportunity. It gives you time to kind of do price based, and or project based pricing, which means that I can pay you per project, or I can keep you on a retainer, but I don't have to pay you a full amount. So like I might need to pay you $500 a month to stay here with me and help me through processing things. Or I might need to pay you $1,000 a month to project manage and to help be as a retainer for all these other projects. Or I want you to myself, and this is how many hours I'm willing to pay you, and that's what it looks like. So it's flexible. It can be extended within trust and results driven. So if you're seeing results, then you're able to say, okay, there's more reason for me to have you here. There's more opportunity for me to use you and to be able to pay you, right? Because you're being able to produce for me and provide results, which are important. And then there's like consulting agencies, um, which I'm trying to turn it into a consulting agency. That's what it is. So Barnett Consulting is a consulting agency. And it's where, strategic high level approaches help you evaluate your systems. We help build and empower your team. Right now it's Lonely One. So I'm building Barnett Consulting, but I'm a freelance contract project manager at the moment. But when Barnett Consulting becomes an opportunity for me to build on a large level, you'll also see me with a team, and it'll be a team of project managers working hopefully for larger businesses and identifying ways to really support companies in a capacity that I can't do by myself, right? So having a team that strictly helps support you, and employ the opportunity for me to grow. So that's a goal of mine. It just depends on what you need. Your needs are going to be important in this conversation of how project manager can help you in what capacity. So again, you got full-time project managers, you got freelancers or contract PMs. That's what I am right now. But then you got agencies like the model that I'm creating with Barnett Consulting. That's technically what I do, but more on a freelance contract project manager position, right? So it's all leading up to where I want to be, but ultimately there's different avenues you can go. They're freelancing and contract PMs are a little less expensive than consulting agencies and full-time project managers, right? So I'm growing that route, and then I want to be that consulting agency. So I want to help you identify how to get started with like getting a project manager and things like that. You really want to identify the things that's causing you pain. What's your pain points? Are you dropping the ball at anything? Do you have a bad onboarding system? Are your projects never going nowhere? Like these are basic things that you want to be like, reality, let's be real with myself. Are these projects going the way I want them to? Or am I spending too much money, too much time? Is it not achieving the things that I want to be? Well, is it not achieving the things that I wanted to achieve? And you got to be real with yourself and say, okay, I feel that this is doing this, or I feel like it's not. That's the first step. The next step is to set up your goals. Like, what are your goals that you want to do? Do you want to launch something new? Do you want to reduce the stress that you have? Are you having too much anxiety and you just need to calm down? Or do you want to hire and grow and build, but you need a team and you need somebody to support you on that journey, right? You got to set your goals and what you're looking for and what you need. You intentionally who you want on your team. Like, figure out how that person works. Maybe talk to people they've worked with. Look into this opportunity here, because that's important. Have somebody that you can be with, like that you're okay with, that you feel comfortable with, because that's important. You're gonna want to be around that person because you're gonna have to talk and communicate with them constantly because they're helping you and you need them, right? Um, what you can do is start with a short project or consultation. So you can, like, what I do is I offer 30 days for free. I actually don't do that anymore because I'm out of them. I've given them all away and the slots have all been taken. So now I'm at 15 days free. And what this is like this is a service project, 15 days of me trying to set up a project for you. It could be 15 days I want to set up my onboarding. Okay, I can push as much as I can for you to give you those uh deliverables or things that you need to set up or improve your onboarding. Anything I can do to help you in 15 days, I'm down to do. And that is a full 15 days, and whatever that looks like, right? And then you get to do this try before you buy type of thing, right? It's trying it out before you commit. And it gives you a really good opportunity to see what are my expectations going to look like? Like, how can I really get the best out of this by working with someone? And I think that's important because if I'm able to just taste or get a taste of what this is and I love it, then I want more of it. And I think that it gives you opportunity to say, you know what, I want more of this. Let's talk more about pricing and how I can be a part of this. Okay. And then you want to look for alignment. Does this person get my business? Do they understand what's going on? Do we have a connection? Like the things that you need to make sure that this makes sense for you. And that's really what you need when you're talking about how do I get started? How do you go from wanting a project manager or thinking you need some help with project management? And then you go find somebody. So that's important. Um, that right PM should make you feel supported, but also challenge you in the best way. That's the only way you grow, to get challenged. And you want someone who's going to say, hey, what about this? The questions that you don't want to answer, that you avoid yourself. There's a lot of questions that we say in our head as people. Hey, I don't even want to touch that. I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to deal with that. Like, I'm gonna let that go. No, a project manager say, hey, this is important and you can't run from it, like finances. You can't run from it. You gotta address it, or it's just gonna get worse. And you're gonna look up and things are gonna be taken away from you. So you need to really address things as we see, and then have your bad feelings about it later on. But address it and try to focus on how do I figure this out. Okay. So just some final thoughts, some key takeaways, just some final thoughts and some key takeaways. Project managers are not just for big corporations. I don't know if people have told you that. I don't know if you've heard that. They're not just for big corporations. They could be for anything. They're for overwhelmed entrepreneurs. They're for small teams. They're for growing practices. They're for large groups of people that need support, guidance, and management. Like, project managers are there for all kinds of reasons. And you really got to just figure out what can I do and be creative with that on having a project manager and meeting my needs. And that's important, right? So don't wait until everything's falling apart. And that's one thing, that's the best advice I can give to someone, because if you wait till everything is falling apart, then you're going to be in a position to where it's like, man, I need this now. I don't have no structure. And, now everything is going to bad. But there might be opportunities where a project manager can come in and save you stress today, right? So we can save you some stress, some comfort today, even just by taking some of that stuff off your plate, things that's in your head that you can't get out. A project manager can help you identify what that is, put it on paper, and it feels less stressful. I promise you. When you get to see the steps that you need to take, it can seem overwhelming, but it's less stressful in the fact because you don't have to keep it here to remember it. Now it's on paper, and now you know where to go to be delivered. Um, and then you deserve support to help you. You deserve support to help you grow. help you work smarter, not harder. Like it's really about what you can do as a person to utilize the resources that you have. Can you be resourceful and help your own growth? That's like buying courses. That's like going to school. Investing in your growth is important, which is why we all do it, right? But that is everything about project management. That was the reason for this series. So I'm not going to get into that no more. But this is where I wanted to go with you to really give you an understanding of what this looks like for me, and what I thought as far as like introducing project management, what I'm doing to everyone else. Now, every time I have a new YouTube video or something, it's not going to concentrate on that all the time, but it will have a lot of points where I'm talking about project management, maybe some things I can help with, freebies, things you can take away to improve your life in general. Um, I do want to let you guys know that I'm still trying to grow. So like I said, I have the 15 days of free project management service, call it community project management service, to help transform your business. If you've thought about that, if something is like, hey, I want to kind of check that out, just let's talk. Reach out to me. You can reach me at the BC Network. You can reach me on YouTube here. But reach out to me, write me, M Barnett at bcconsulting.org. Let me know what you need, and we'll talk about how we can help improve each other. I'm very new to this, so I don't really care about set pricing and set things like that at the moment. I'm just trying to help build and grow with people, and I'm always open to offer opportunities so that we can offer opportunities to each other. All right, so again, thanks for listening to this series. It's been great. I'm learning more about myself and about communicating and YouTube and just generating content. It's not as easy as it sounds, looks, or feels. I will tell you that. So the people that continuously do content, hey, kudos to you. This is hard. This is a different level of hard, and it doesn't feel as good as people make it seem. People on the other end of the camera make it seem like, oh, this is so easy. You're just talking to the camera. It's more than that. It's preparation. It's thoughtfulness. It's mindfulness. Like you're really putting yourself into this. So I appreciate, everybody just tuning in, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I got 8 more subscribers this last month. It's been great. Cool. Like and subscribe some more. I'm going to continue to do my thing, put content. I'm head down, focus on content, and improving, reviewing, right? So if you need anything from me, you can check me out on the BC Network. You can reach me on email, whatever you need. All right. Until next time. Peace.